My job experience.
About one of humanity's biggest fears. A job! This is a horrifying path that almost everybody will have to eventually face in their life, whether we like it or not. We don't, but everyone has to get their bread somehow. So we just gotta suck it up and pray that we win the lottery or our parlay hits one day, because let's be for real, nobody want a job. Like, unless you got real aspirations for a certain type of work, I think most of us, if given a magical opportunity to get paid however much you get paid now and not work that job again, we would take it. Because most of us see jobs as a way to get by in life and try to make ends meet. There's no room for you to pursue passions in this economy. You better second guess that art degree and major in business so you can be an executive marketing promoter for $1 billion company.
Well, I think the issue is a lot of these jobs, they frankly don't pay you nearly enough that the work you're doing is worth. I'm gonna start a business. For sure, bro. Start a business. AI business. Actually, that's kind of like a comp play because everybody's going AI right now. All the blowing up YouTube channels is AI. I know nobody wants to admit it, but AI is a lot more efficient and cheaper than having the actual person like do the work for you. If you can't beat them, then join it. Yeah, you know, like that's why Duolingo switched to it, and people don't like it now because frankly it removes the soul of Duolingo. But they could come out tomorrow and say, yeah, we hired regular employees again, but still do AI. AI is simply easier, it's quicker, and it's faster than a human doing it. They don't have to pay somebody to do it. They'll probably pay one guy to be a AI analyst and then go from there. That's false marketing. They're already false marketing. Duolingo tells you that you can learn a language within like a few easy steps. I did Duolingo for a year and I still don't know Japanese. I know sushi, benihana, teriyaki. I don't know Japanese. They teach you random shit that you will never use in a conversation. They don't teach you how to say the dialect properly. They don't teach you how to like say nothing in like an actual sentence. Random bullshit, but you don't know how to put pieces together in a sentence.
I digress. I'm just saying, I doubt that is most people's passions to work at a 9 to 5 at a warehouse lifting boxes. I don't mean any disrespect, but am I wrong? Plus, it's fun being unemployed. As long as you got a roof over your head and don't need to worry about bills, most likely because you still live with your parents, then why would you want a job? That sounds like it's taking away your time from being grandmaster on Rivals and watching reels. Nah, that's too much. But eventually, you want to get your own stuff. You know, young boy tickets ain't free. Or life really hits you in the face and now you actually have bills. So eventually, we all have to get a job. However, you know what's
Bro, once you get hit with bills, nothing ever feels the same. You look at the price tag of everything. You feel every time you swipe your card, it hurts a little bit inside me. You know how like in Minecraft where you get like damage when you don't eat? That's how I feel.
It's harder than actually deciding to get a job. Finding one that hires you. I swear you could send 100 applications to 100 different places and all of them would still ghost you. You think with how many job openings you see, the businesses are desperate to find people. But nah, it feels like they're posting it as bait, just to mess with people or steal your info. Not only that, if this is your first job, you're gonna have a harder time because even the quote-unquote entry-level jobs are asking for a qualification of having prior experience.
A lot of jobs, the reason they shotgun like, hiring ads and everything like that is so they can reach a quota. And when they reach that quota, they already have a person that they want to hire. They just have to reach a certain quota so it doesn't seem like they already just like under the table with somebody, Every time they hire for jobs like that, they already know who they want. It's already somebody's cousin, it's already somebody's uncle. Even in my job, there's positions that people who just got on the job somehow got the job but no experience. I know nepotism goes crazy in every job field, but it sucks.
Like, isn't that what this job is for? How is someone supposed to get experience and not be homeless while almost every decent paying job requires that? And trying to apply for a job on LinkedIn or Indeed is like sending your application into a void. I swear none of those people be reading them. You could have the most stacked profile on LinkedIn. You got a bachelor's, master's, discovered the cure for cancer. Then you send in an application for your dream job to your dream company. Then they write back to you saying, we've read your application. Unfortunately, the CEO's daughter has took your position that you applied for, so get the fuck on. Back when
And the reason they put it out on Indeed is because people just sign up for it. So they'll get their numbers, they'll hit their quota, and then call it a day. They'll send out a mass like denial letter and move on with their day. In the real world, it's not about what you know or what degree you have. It's about who you know. It's never about what you do or anything like that. There's people with jobs, they don't even have a degree even similar to the job title, but they know somebody's cousin, they know somebody's mother, their uncle or something like that, and they're in. That's all it is.
I was still applying for jobs. I literally gave up on sending applications on those sites because I never get a response back. Like, damn, was my application that bad? Even when your application does get noticed and you get set up for an interview, you still gotta go through some more bullshit ass questions. Why did you choose our business? Y'all hiring. Like, what's up? What is your main motivation to get your work done? Money? What else am I here for? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Hopefully not here. That's just me being honest with my answers. What do you want me to do? Work here for the rest of my life? This is a Wendy's. So you gotta lie with any question they ask. You have to make yourself look as good as possible. So you gotta fake it till you make it. Even if they asked you a stupid question like, would you still work this job even if there was no pay? You say absolutely.
Absolutely fucking not. I don't do a damn thing for free in life. Ain't nothing in life for goddamn free, my nigga.
Always wanted to be a slave. Congratulations, you have successfully become employed. The end of your life starts Tuesday. After starting a job, I feel after the first week, you can find out whether you like it or quit it the next month. And it won't be the job itself to motivate this decision. It's your boss and coworkers.
Jiggle my balls.
They can make or break this whole thing. If you happen to get a chill boss and coworkers you can vibe with, that's amazing. That's how my last real job was. I used to be a waiter for weddings and other events. That job low-key had me stressing because I wasn't good at the start. I was awkward taking orders. I would mess up orders. And one time I even dropped a whole tray of food I was carrying at the wedding.
Nah, I'm so glad I never worked in like food or like fast food and like that because I couldn't do it. The way people talk to you, carrying food and having to deal with people like responsive about it, I couldn't do it. I worked at Express for a little bit. Hear me out. I worked at Express just for like 2 weeks. Then they fired me. I didn't know that I had to come in to like ask for my schedule. I thought they would just call me like, hey, we need you to come in this day. Because I'm thinking like the high school musical type version of employment. They call you, say, hey, we need you to come in for this day. Whole time they ain't call me. And then they call me like, hey, why didn't you ain't come in? I was like, I didn't know I had to come in.
Believe I didn't get tips that day. And what would get me kind of jealous is that some of my coworkers would walk out and carry 2 trays full of food on one shoulder. Like, damn, bro, are you Samoan? Those trays are mad heavy and so out of balance. But you know what kept me going? It was the fun time I had with my coworkers and boss. They were cool as hell. We had a carpool to get to the events. It was always a vibe and a good time.
Bro, the best feeling is picking up a coworker best friend. We could complain on the way to getting some liquor. You know what I mean? That's the whole goal. I went 12 hours in this bitch and I'm on my way to get some liquor. I might drink liquor while driving.
Made my experience. Imagine working a 16-hour shift and walking out of it happy. One day I clocked in for a double shift for a wedding and a sweet 16 at 9:30 a.m. and clocking out at 1:30 a.m. Granted, I was dead after that shift and had to take off my shoes more than once, but I got $60 worth of tips and went to Wawa after work, so I felt like Gucci. And I believe I only felt like this because
$60 worth of tips, that's not nothing. That wasn't worth the night. Bro, and I feel bad for people who like work in like construction and shit like that because they get robbed. Like my 80 hours of 2 weeks pay base is there like 100 and something hours in a pay period. That's OD. You're not getting paid nothing. What if you don't do the forced overtime that they give you? You're making nothing.
Environment I was around was nice. Sometimes. I've had to serve some aggressive people at some points.
Yeah, it's my birthday today. What can I get out here for free? Nothing. You a bitch.
If I had trash co-workers or a trash boss, I would have not stayed at that job for long. I have zero patience for bullshit. Literally. Like example, the first job I've ever had in my senior year of high school, I was a janitor at a warehouse. I had no coworkers, so I had nobody to talk to, and my boss was not a bad person, but a bad boss. I'd be working shifts that were 2 to 3 hours every few days, cleaning the break rooms, hallways, and bathrooms. So my pay wasn't even that good, but since I was still in school, I was just thinking, I'm making money and I got more time to study and goon. That sounds like a win-win. But when payday arrived, I would only be paid for half the hours I worked, sometimes less. I was already barely working as is, combined with a salary of $13 an hour, cleaning up pee-pee and poo-poo. Man, I'm not taking it. Plus, he only...
Yeah, that would be my last straw. Like, you could do whatever you want. You could talk to me however you want. You feel me? I'm gonna have words for it if you go to a certain point. But if I'm not getting paid properly, I might smack the shit out you. I'm willing to get fired because you didn't pay me properly.
He paid me through Cash App. You've ever had a job that only paid you through Cash App? Man, I had to go.
Something's illegal happening if you getting paid for Cash App.
He did pay me the rest of the money after, so he cool, but man, warehouse jobs are not it. My patience dwindled faster when I got accepted at BJ's, and I worked there for 1 day. I asked to go to the bathroom and left during orientation. I discovered they weren't what they advertised. How you gonna call yourselves BJ's without expecting people to have certain expectations? That's false advertising. So I left.
Wait, you went to BJ's expecting like your job to be given head? Was that what you were saying? Are you saying you wanted, was your expectation that you was giving out head?
That wasn't really the reason. I just didn't want to work in the freezer. That's when I started my waiting job, then YouTube, and now here I am. Unemployed since. I'm just saying I can understand the struggles of looking for and having a job. Man. Especially the ones you only take to make ends meet. And the unemployed life can be really fun when you have stuff to fall back on. If not, it will only be short-term satisfaction. Eventually, you have to get a career, deal with any of the shortcomings of it, and do that for the rest of your life. The American dream! So when looking for a job, make sure to get one that you like if you have the privilege to do so. That's all I really wanted to say. And in conclusion, enjoy unemployment while you still can. Different strokes for different folks. And so on and so on and Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
W video, bro. I love watching degenerosity.